Hello everyone, welcome to Zeal to Know. So, I'm here with the second episode of CPC Medical Coding in English. Okay, the Malayalam tutorial links are being given in the description box. You can go and check if you are comfortable with Malayalam. Okay, so in the last class, we discussed what we discussed. We discussed about the introduction to medical coding. What is medical coding and what are the patterns followed in CPC medical coding. So how many types of coding are there, then what all are included in our CPC medical coding, etc. we have already discussed. I'll just summarize whatever codes we just need, whatever key points we just need in this class. Okay, I'll just summarize it or recap. In the last video, we discussed about the practical steps for using the ICD-CM books. What is book? What is the ICD-CM? International Classification of Diseases. Okay, so our CPC course contain ICD, CPT, HIPEX, medical terminology, some medical billing, auditing, etc. Okay, from that we were discussing first about ICD. I'll complete all the 21 chapters of ICD first, then we will be going along with our CPT text because CPT is the most important thing. From ICD we can expect around 10 questions, okay, 10 into 1 questions, and from CPT it's about 120 questions. So we cannot miss any of the chapters. So I'll discuss it on the after discussing the ICD codes. So we will complete the ICD first, we will do some exercises, then we will go to CPT one by one so that you will understand and you can study, okay, accordingly. If you are going with me, you can study very easily, okay. So I am giving you the key tutorial, key points to remember. You have to read the textbook and get all the required other informations, okay. You have to solve as many questions as possible because now they are available online, right? From a Google search or with a touch, you can get all the questions. There are many questions. If you have any doubts regarding questions, you can just comment below the comment box so that I'll be able to know which question you are stuck in, and if it is needed, I'll discuss it in the video. Otherwise, I'll discuss it in the comment box itself. Fine. So we were discussing about the practical steps. So our code, ICD code, it consists of how many digits? Yes, it consists of 3 to 7 digits. Okay, 3 is the minimum number, 7 is a maximum. So first 3 is separated by a dot, then we have the other 4. Okay, so not every code has these many letters or these many digits. Okay, maybe a code contains 3 digits, maybe a code will contain 4, maybe a 5, maybe 6, or maybe 7. Alright, so sometimes 6 or 7 or 5 it will be written in your textbook. There is a small letter written in beside the code. Okay, so if 7 is written means the code should have 7 letters. If 6 is written, the code should have 6 one. Okay, 6 digits. Okay, that means our code is alphanumeric. I have already discussed that our code should be alphanumeric. The first code should be an alphabet. Second code, yes, digit. Third code, digit or number, whatever. And 4th, 5th, 5th, 6th, 7th, it will be alphabet or numbers. We can include both. But depending upon our code only. Alright, so 3 to 7. Just remember, if we are not getting 7 letters to fill up and produce a 7 digit code, we are using a null character called X. That we will discuss afterwards. After coming to that chapters, you will be able to know that we have to put 7. So we will put some XX or the null factor in between. Alright. So the next topic is what our chapter is having. Our chapter, we have a chapter tabular list and an index. Okay, index will be there. From the index, unlike our chapters, like books and all are having index, right? That means we can find something from the page number, right? We can find something from the page number. So whatever code starts with an alphabet, right? An alphabet, let's say L to Z. U, there is no code, okay? I'll be naming every code like A code, B code, C code, so that you will know which series it belongs to. Okay, U is not coded yet. A code means it will be starting from A code. Okay, B code means it will be starting from B code. Okay, so if I'm going to say, if I need some codes, okay, I need to find some code in the tabular list. Tabular list is a chapter wise. Okay, so there will be an A chapter, A4, like alphabet chapter, B chapter, C chapter, D chapter. So chapter wise it will be there. Alright, so we have to find a code. For that, what you are searching in the index will be our diagnosis, based on our diagnosis. For example, I want to code Down syndrome. Okay, I want to code Down syndrome. So what will be my first thinking? Yeah, I should search for Down. But it is not written in the alphabetic order. So can you search in the Down? No. So what I want to suggest you that is, you have to find first syndrome. Syndrome will be there alphabetically. Okay, syndrome or any other factors, ache, pain, it will be there. Okay, first you go with that base thing or base word. Base word is syndrome here. So you have to search for syndrome. Then from the syndrome, in the syndrome you can easily find our Down syndrome easily by alphabetic order. Got it? So it will be like in the syndrome also, it will be written like alphabetic order of our body parts. Okay, we have to find, but it is very easy to find. So you will not be confused. It will be easier. Got it? If you need to find something like pain in right hand, okay? So what is our base word? Is it right hand? No, not the part of the body, okay? We are going first to the diagnosis, then to the part of the body and the index only. So what I'm going to search is what is it? Pain in right hand. So pain is my base word. So I'm going before pain to my index. I found out pain. Now I'm going to find which are the parts. So in that I found out hand and then right or left. Accordingly you can go to the tabular list and you can check whether the code is right or wrong, or code needs 6 digits or 5 digits, or is there any type of guidelines or code also, anything is written there, that you can go to the chapters and check. Alright, so this is the only one thing you have to remember while coding. First you have to, if you are getting a diagnosis, first think of a base word and go after the base word to the index and then check the which body part it is affected. Accordingly you can get the code right. Okay, you will get a code from there. Go to the chapter and check the code and what all things are written there. Accordingly you can code it very easily. Got it? So next we will start by our ICD text, some notations, or in our ICD text some words are there. Okay, you will be confused if you are seeing that words for the first time, but it is so easy. Just think of a little bit things. Okay, so I'm going to discuss. First one is NEC. The first word is NEC. In the capital letter it will be written NEC, which means not elsewhere classified. Okay, when a code is not available for certain condition, if a code is not available, our index will be saying go to other specified codes. Okay, go to other specified codes because that will be specified, but for that condition that particular code might not be there. Okay, so it is known as not elsewhere classified. Next is NOS, which means not otherwise specified. It is not specified at all, which are known as unspecified codes. Okay, unspecified codes are there in our ICD textbook. Every code there will be some unspecified code notations also. Okay, you have to find that unspecified code and code it. Got it? Next one is brackets, square brackets. So what all things square brackets include? It includes nothing but synonyms or the similar words, yeah, or the meaning words, right? Synonyms, which is also known as, some conditions are there which is also known as this condition. Okay, so there will be a synonym for that. For that we will use brackets. Next is our parenthesis. That's also brackets, our normal bracket. What normal bracket says? They have supplementary words or non-essential modifiers. Supplementary words or non-essential modifiers. Then we have inclusion notes. Inclusion notes, which will be under our 3-character code. I already said, no, there will be category code, subcategory. So what are the category codes? It is a 3-character code. So it will be immediately under our 3 category, our category code. Okay, that is the inclusion note. Inclusion terms, what all terms are included? That means that is included in our code. That is included in our code. Alright. So next is exclude 1 and exclude 2. There are 2 exclusion, but it is very simple. Exclude 1 means you have to, anyway, both of them you have to completely exclude. Anyway, exclude 1 is completely ignore it, completely exclude that condition. Okay. Then exclude 2 means a patient may have both the condition, but for now you have to exclude it here. That is the meaning. Okay. Exclude 1 means just exclude it. Okay, no need to code anything. Exclude 2 means the patient may have both the conditions, but exclude it for now. Got it? Okay, again I'm repeating one thing. Okay, that is when a patient is coming for a particular condition, okay, the reason for encounter should be the primary diagnosis. Okay, when we are coming to a doctor will write what all diseases we have, right, in his documentation. So what happens is that in that there will be a primary diagnosis and a secondary diagnosis. Secondary might be 1 or more, okay, 1, 2 or more. Anyway, primary will be only 1. That means for what condition that patient has come to our clinic or hospital, what our facility, okay, what our facility, why that patient came today. That is our primary diagnosis. Okay, so primary diagnosis means one thing, the reason for encounter should be there. Then reason for encounter should be coded as primary. Or otherwise, if a patient has had some trauma, some accident or anything, okay, so what is the thing here? Patient is coming from different problems and the same encounter. He is facing different problems, maybe lacerations all over his body, maybe some burn condition. Okay, what all things are, a patient is having more than one problem as primary. So in that condition, what should be documented? Which one is severe? It should be documented as primary. Rest everything we can document as secondary. What is a severe one? Severe one should be primary, and the rest everything can be documented as secondary only. Next is and. And is nothing but, and is same as our English word and, okay, and. If a patient is coming to a clinic or a hospital or any facility, and patient is having nausea and vomiting. Okay, patient is having nausea and vomiting. In this condition, there is a combination code for nausea and vomiting. We cannot exclude that. Okay, if for example, if a patient is coming for bilateral hand pain, what does that mean? That means the patient is having pain on both hands. Okay, so he is having bilateral, so there will be a combination code, pain in both hands or bilateral hand pain. Some combination codes are there. If there is a combination code, a smart coder does code the combination code only. If it is not present, okay, if combination codes are not present, then we can code one by one. Which is severe, it should be coded first. Okay, that is only the condition. Next is with codes. WITH, with, same as English. It means associated with or due to. Okay, for example, headache associated with hypertension. Okay, so premature menopause associated with headache. So associated with codes. Okay, so there will be some combination code which is to be like associated with. That codes are called with codes. Then we have C and C also. First, it is seen in our index only. Okay, it is seen in our index only. We are searching for same thing. I'll repeat again. For example, I'm having a headache. Got it? I'm having a headache. So what is my base word here? Ache. Right? So I'll search for ache, and in the ache head it is written C pain. Okay, C pain. That means you have to go to pain. It is redirecting, that thing or that code is redirecting us to another place. So ache, we have to leave it there and go to our pain, find our head pain, then we'll get the code easily. Got it? If you are finding somewhere C, that means leave the other codes behind, go to our C. Whatever C they are saying, that we have to go. C pain, C syndrome or C symptom, anything, whatever what they are saying, you should go to that place and search for the code. Got it? It means our index itself is redirecting us to another place to search the correct code. Getting it? Okay. Next is C also. What is C also? Okay. We are searching for some code. Okay. Then there you can see a C also. What it will be C, and C also is written in everything like NEC, everything is written in italic only. Okay. So I can find C also there. In some condition, there will may be congenital also, right? Some condition may occur as onset, like sudden onset, or it may be because of congenital, some heart disease and all. Yeah, it may happen. Okay, so what happens is that when we search the index, they will redirect us also, C also. If you need this code, you can take it. Otherwise, say also the congenital condition in the other code. You can go there and search also. But if you are coming to the code and getting the correct code, it's fine. Otherwise, you can see also that code. Alright, that is the main difference between C and C also. When you find C, stop there, go to whatever they directs, you have to go there. But when you see C also, first check whether your code satisfy or that thing. Otherwise, you go to C also and find the correct code. Getting it? Okay. The next is code also. Code also means in certain conditions. For example, let it be an end-stage kidney disease. Okay. So, end-stage kidney disease, if it is like stages, you know the stages, right? If it is an end-stage kidney disease, there will be something like some organ damage may be there. Okay. Some organ damage may be there. So you have to organ failure. So you have to code the failure also. So when we are searching for the end stage kidney disease in our book, it will be written code also, which all in the bracket it will be written which all organ is to be, like organ failure occurred. You can find the code from them, that also. That means you have to code that along with our base code. Okay, you can code also, you have to code also, or code additional. Okay, so you have to code it additionally. Means the other one will be the primary only, but if you are coding, it will be some guidelines will be there. So in the bracket it will be written. You have to code also anything among this categories. Okay, so you have to code that also. For example, kidney stage diseases, always there will be a organ failure, or for example sepsis or severe sepsis, there will be a organ failure. So you have to mention the organ failure also. That is mandatory there. What all things are mandatory to code, along with that you have to code it. That is the code also, or code additionally condition. Next is a default code. Default code is nothing but the unspecified code. Doctor has documented a code. We are searching for the code in the textbook. We are not getting. That means the code is not present in our textbook. Textbook is issued by APC only. So what happens is that if it is not found in the textbook, that means that code doesn't exist. So we can code the unspecified codes. Unspecified codes are found in 98% of the diagnosis. So you have to code. If you have to code it, but the exact code is not getting in the textbook, then we can code unspecified words. That is our default code. Next is the signs and symptoms. Signs and symptoms I have already discussed, that if a patient is coming with a problem and doctor cannot diagnose it, a doctor is not confirming the diagnosis, he is having a suspect, or he suspects, or he is having a query that patient might have this one, but right now I cannot confirm. I will confirm after the lab, or after the x-ray, after the radiology, I will confirm it, doctor is saying. Okay, so in that case we cannot go for that original diagnosis, because we don't know whether it is correct or not. Means, so in that time what we are doing, we will do signs and symptoms coding. We will code the signs and symptoms only. Then we will go with the whatever procedure doctor wants to perform. Then after that only, if he confirms the diagnosis only, we can code. A coder should remember this always. If a doctor is suspecting anything or having a query with any diagnosis, you cannot code it. You have to code the signs and symptoms only. Got it? Next is acute and chronic. What is acute? Sudden onset. Something happening in a sudden onset is known as, means you have a pain from 2-3 days. Pain in lower back from 2-3 days. It is a sudden onset. It is an acute pain. Okay. So there will be chronic condition. Chronic condition means, yeah, it's a long-term one. For example, diabetes. Diabetes is a long-term disease, right? So diabetic patient means it's a chronic diabetic patient. If he is having some kidney disease, that will be a chronic kidney diseases. Got it? So chronic means long-term one, acute means with a sudden onset, whether trauma or any sudden onset is known as acute one. So next is a sequela. Sequela or late effect. Today the patient is coming for some condition or some diagnosis, some condition the patient is coming to the doctor. So when the doctor just checkups and he finds that it is due to something that happened before. Okay, that diagnosis, whatever now he is facing, is because of some other condition he used to face or he was facing before. So it is known as a sequela. Because of that, this occurred. Today's encounter occurred due to that day's problem. Got it? So it is known as a sequela. Impending or threatened condition. Some threatened condition has occurred. If it is confirmed, code confirmed case. If it is not confirmed, The condition has a sub-entry, impending or threatening condition like that. Got it? If it is confirmed, code confirmed, not, then not confirmed, then there is a sub-entry. Threatened condition or impending condition like that. Once a diagnosis is confirmed, code that. In an encounter, only one diagnosis should be primary. Got it? In an encounter, only one diagnosis is primary, rest everything are secondary. Got it? Some codes will indicate the laterality. For example, laterality. What is laterality? Yes. If it is in the right side or in the left side or in both, bilateral side. Got it? So if that condition occurs, so based on laterality you have to code. I already quoted one example, pain in right hand. The patient is having pain in right hand, go to pain, find hand, from there right hand. If a patient is doing an MRI, no, let it be. If a patient is having pain in both hands, okay, both hands the patient is having, there will be a code for bilateral hand pain, then you can code that bilateral, which means combined code is available. Correct? If a combined code is available, you can code the combined code or the bilateral code. If bilateral codes are available and the patient is having a bilateral condition, code that only. Don't code right hand, left hand. You should not code one by one. Okay. If there is a code not available, if the code is not available, bilateral codes are not available, then you can code right hand, left hand. Okay. By step or without laterality, you can code it. Got it? So here comes the next topic, which is a tip. Okay, I've already discussed all these. Then also I'm saying it again, just to make you remember that this is an important thing to be remembered. Patient encounter should be coded as primary. In an encounter, if severe cases are most severe should be coded as primary. In an encounter, if a patient is coming in an encounter, only one primary diagnosis should be there. Uncertain diagnosis should not be called. Uncertain or suspected, ruled out, still to be ruled out. Like that, if anything the provider writes, it should not be called as confirmed. It should be coded from signs and symptoms only. Whatever signs and symptoms the patient is showing, you can code it one by one. Alright, code only confirmed cases. That is the most important agenda. It should be our motto. Code only confirmed cases. Don't never code uncertain diagnosis. Correct? So in today's video, we discussed one by one words, which is in the ICD textbook. In the next video, we will be dealing with the first chapter of our ICD. I'll give you the key guidelines which is to be remembered, which is from the exam point of view. I'll give you a brief description of whatever key guidelines it is having. Guidelines means nothing but what we have to follow while coding. You understand? For example, if I am coding something, then if I am coding for a condition called HIV, let it be HIV. So if doctor is confirming HIV, that means in every encounter that code should be there. It is a guideline. That means it should be there. Okay. So the book itself gives you every guideline, but we don't have time to go and check each time when we are getting a question. That's why we have to by heart whatever guidelines are to be remembered. There are certain guidelines which is to be remembered very firmly, so that from seeing a question itself you will be able to know what is happening or what we can eliminate and what all options we can just keep and check out. Don't check out for 4 questions. I'll always recommend. From the first video I'm saying the same thing. I'm always recommending you to use the elimination method while solving the questions. From the beginning itself you try to do like that. So what happens is that when you read a question, if you have something about the guidelines, okay, some idea about the guidelines of that disease. So when you see the question itself, you will be able to know this at least one code can be eliminated. Only rest of the 3 codes we can search and find out. So it will save our time because we are getting only 2.33 minutes for each question. So we will be having essay type of question somewhere we'll have only small questions, small one word questions. So it depends upon the question. Every question will have different timing? No. We are having only one time. Within that time we have to complete our exam. So in the exam point of view, you have to study accordingly. Go and read the textbook. Find out these words in the textbook. If you have any doubts regarding this video, just comment in the comment box. Okay. If you like this video, please give me a like. Share to your friends if they need also, because this is in English. You can also understand. So I know it is not a big grammatically correct English. Then also I am trying to communicate with you in English only. So if you have any doubt, please drop a comment. Okay. Other video links will be in the description box. Please subscribe to our channel if it is not subscribed yet. Okay. Don't forget the bell button so that you will get the notification as soon as we upload a video. Alright. So thanks for watching. Zeal to know.